All right, so before we get started with today's video, I'm going to start like this series of like recommendations for certain scent profiles. So for instance, you know, fruity profiles, woody profiles, leathery profiles, oody profiles. Just going to start doing some series about that. A lot of times I get asked by you guys, hey D, I need 4 of your best woody fragrances. Hey D, I need 4 of your best citrus fragrances, things like that. So literally people ask for 4. I'm like, why not 5? But you know, I'm here for the people, man. You know, I'm a regular guy, you know, just like you all, you know, that, you know, live out in this world, 9 to 5, you know, got a family. You know, we all are alike. We all are the same. You know, I just so happened to muster up the courage one day to start a YouTube channel. That's it. So I love the camaraderie and the conversation with the Smell Good family, but that's what we're going to do. All right, so today we have 5 fragrances. All right, 5 fragrances that I'm recommending if you're looking for that woody vibe. All right, so let's see, you know, what y'all want to see. You want to see citrus, you want to see leather, you want to see clean, whatever it is, let me know down below in the comments. All right, let's get started with today. YouTube, what's going on YouTube? What is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy one more time, DEDRICKHICKSJR, and now I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell Good family. Hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. And as always, man, it's positive energy, it's positive vibes. And most importantly, it is positive vibes only. All right, so you saw in the intro, gonna start this series, man, where I'm gonna be recommending fragrances based on, you know, profiles, you know, woody, citrus, leathery, oody, rose, white floral, whatever. All right, sweet, whatever. We're going to be doing them, and I'm going to be doing them in recommendations of 5. All right, in 5. Why 5? Well, if there's an opportunity for a part 2, I'll leave that open. All right, it depends on what y'all want to see, and how I gauge it is how many views the videos get, but most importantly, I gauge it on the thumbs up, how many people actually like the video. So that's really first, the likes and then the views. That's how I kind of gauge on what you guys want to see, and obviously looking at my analytics in the YouTube studio. But that's a little bit too deep for the intro. All right, but let's go ahead and tap in. I got 5 of, in my opinion, the very best woody profile fragrances that you can get your nose on. Now, woody fragrances, man, they really come off and they really appear on the more masculine side, all right, at least to me. And don't get me wrong, woody fragrances go in many different directions, and I have 5 different examples of woody today that we're going to discuss, all right? And I'm not saying that the woody element doesn't show up in fragrances that lean slightly more feminine, because they do, all right, but I'm just speaking in like my lane and where I am with it, all right? So let's go ahead and jump in. Like I said, we're going to turn this into a series. Y'all want to keep it going, y'all let me know down below in the comments. But I'm doing this based off what's already been asked of me from you guys. All right, so let's tap in. Up first, the first woody fragrance that I definitely would highly recommend. Special fragrance, man. Beautiful blend, very masculine. Just great. From the house of Zahara, we're talking Signature Royale X. Signature, get that in focus. All right, Signature Royale X, man, fantastic. You see the dent in the bottle. Beautiful. This is a beautiful profile, really kick-started by, I'm not gonna say kick-started, but in the early elements, I definitely pick up the woods. To the nose, cedar wood, oud, maybe even an Akigala wood. Just very woody base to this fragrance. Other notes you get in here, you get a little bit of citrus in here. You get a little bit of you get a lot of fresh spicy tones to this fragrance. But as this fragrance, you know, does its thing, the magic of this fragrance is really in what the woods really bring to the table here. The woods are the base of the fragrance, all right? And then as, you know, the blend of this fragrance is on full display, you definitely catch that very strong woody approach to the DNA. So if you're looking for something that has a little bit more quality, complexity to it, this is one to look into. This could be a standard signature scent. This could be a standard everyday wear. Depends on your vibe. I definitely would recommend sampling this. Zahara does have samples, and tap in. But this is one that was a no-brainer. When I was putting the video together, I said, oh yeah, this is a fragrance for sure that has to really, you know, that really stands out, at least to me in my fragrance journey and my experience when you're talking about woody fragrances. From the house of Zahara, we're talking Signature Royale X. This stuff is fantastic. Fantastic. Look at the dent in that bottle, man. That should tell you everything right there. Good stuff. All right, up next, man, a brand new fragrance in my collection this year. One of the best experiences that I've had this year. And it's really based on this Akigala wood that is fantastic. From the house of New Notes, we have Akigala Mandarino. Akigala Mandarino. Beautiful opening. Now, when you first smell this in the opening, you're going to get a beautiful, powerful, fruity appearance here. It's a citrus and passion fruit blend. But unmistakably, you get the woods immediately behind it. It definitely has a play on Ganymede, but not like Ganymede. Like, you will smell it, and if you've experienced Ganymede, you'll probably think of it. But what separates this and Ganymede is the opening of the passion fruit with the orange. The woods in here are very strongly represented by the Akigala wood. It's dominant throughout the life of the fragrance. Excellent performer here. New Notes does provide a straight to parfum quality here, like legit quality. But just even off the atomizer, the Akigala wood is just so present, so prominent. It comes off, it's like a bold wood, a heavy wood. Doesn't come off oody, it doesn't come off off-putting, but the blend of the fruitiness up top, especially that passion fruit being on full display, the citrus factor as well, as this continues to settle down and get its act together and get to the mid and the dry down, the Akigala wood really stands out. So a different take on a woody fragrance here, especially with this profile, but the Akigala wood really shines, really bold, present wood. And if you're looking for the best of both worlds, you like a little bit of fruitiness, but you also love your woods, this is one to look into. From the house of New Notes, we're talking Akigala Mandarino. Great stuff. All right, up next, probably the strongest profile that we're talking about today. No, it is the strongest profile today, really based off, it's really become a classic in the community, but this rendition of it, it's very noticeable with its cedar wood and vetiver display. What am I talking about? From the house of Nishane, we're talking Hashiba X. Hashiba X from Nishane. You get the beautiful, sparkly, citrus, kind of like a light pineapple juice and citrus opening, but quickly the rush of the cedar wood comes in. The vetiver comes in. The vetiver in here comes off very potent. It comes off very woody, a very strong woody presence with the vetiver, but the cedar wood really calms it down. The cedar wood comes off a bit dry, but it really keeps that vetiver from getting really obnoxious, in my opinion here. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful blend. Excellent creation. I prefer Hashiba X over the original Hashiba. Why is that? Because this one is a bit more fresher. Hashiba, the original, is a very strong, beastly fragrance. Versatile in its right for sure, but this is really more versatile for me because you can wear this anytime, any place, anywhere, any season, even the hottest days of summer. Not saying you can't do that with the original Hashiba, but for me, I like how much more brighter this is, but I do appreciate that cedar wood aspect, especially in the dry down. The vetiver, I think it's Haitian vetiver that's in here. And from what I understand, what Haitian vetiver to be is a more strong representation of the note of vetiver. Vetiver can go different ways. You can get a soapy clean element from it. You can get a simple woody vibe from vetiver. You can get an obnoxious take from it. But I understand Haitian vetiver is to be a little bit more of an aggressive vetiver. And it's definitely here. But with the citruses and the cedar wood and the blend, it is one of the great, very masculine. You can't go wrong with either the original Hashiba or Hashiba X. You can't go wrong in my opinion. If you want a fresher take, here you go. If you want a more dominant take, a more stronger take, get the original. But the woods in here really, really shine, and it's excellent. Very, very masculine. Sample worthy. You gotta sample this. Don't blind buy this. Don't blind buy this. All right, get you a sample. From the house of Nishane, we're talking Hashiba X. Hashiba X. Great, great, great everyday masculine fragrance. Up next, one of the more used fragrances in my collection. I have 2 bottles of it, and it's crazy that both bottles are almost halfway done. I literally use this for everything. It's kind of like the standard basic woody fragrance, but it's really good. From the house of Dior, we have Dior Homme, the EDT 2020, I believe. 2020 EDT. Beautiful, man, beautiful. You get your citruses, you get your cashmere and wood in here. There's other woody elements with this fragrance as well. It's clean, it's fresh, and it's woody. Or it's woody, it's clean, and it's fresh. It's unmistakable, versatile. It's unmistakable versatility, shines no matter what. I've literally worn this fragrance in every situation possible. At least according to like my lifestyle. I've worn it to the gym. I've worn it on jogs outside. I've worn it to the office. I've worn it to lunch. I've worn it to just run errands. I've worn it casually. I've worn it to bed. Like, it's just one of those do-it-all, versatile, don't think about it fragrances, but it's really focused on that woody presence. The cashmere wood really, really shines here. And also in Dior Homme Sport. Dior Homme Sport has a little bit more character to it. In my opinion, with that pink pepper citrus combo, that ISOE Supers balmy in both of fragrances. But to put the focus back on Dior Homme 2020, yeah, you just smell the woods. You know, that ISOE Super cashmere and wood is really dominant here. I'm a huge fan of cashmere and wood. Sure, it comes off synthetic, but that doesn't mean anything. You know, sometimes people I've seen conversations being had about synthetic fragrances. It's like they're like, no, stay away. Oh no, nah, like, no, that's not what it is. All right, and this is a great example of that. Do it all, everyday, versatile, standard fragrance. It's really, really good. I have a bunch of fragrances, right? But I don't have many backup bottles. This fragrance is the only fragrance in my collection that I have a backup bottle. And not only is this one being used, but the backup bottle is being used at the same time. We could talk about that later. Great woody recommendation. You get it online, you know, for a really great price. Versatile. Do whatever you want. Masculine, woody. Dior Homme 2020, the EDT. Great stuff. Great stuff. All right, and last but not least, we're gonna kind of upscale it to close out like we did to open it with Zahara Royale X. This is just one of my favorite fragrances in my collection, like really hanging around that top 10, outside that top 10. From the house of BDK Parfums Paris, we're talking Gris Chanel, the Extrait. My God. Different style of woody fragrance here, man. Different style here. Oh my God, beautiful dry cedarwood mixed in with a nice creamy, kind of slightly milky fig, a black tea note in this fragrance. This is perfumery here. The best fig fragrance I've ever smelled. Like, I don't know what to categorize this one, like, truly. Is it a fig fragrance? Is it a woody fragrance? Is it a tea fragrance? I think it's all of them in one. That's what you're getting here, of course. But like I said, this hovers around my top 10. I just recently did my top 10 video on my collection for 2025, and this was one of the ones that I was like, yo, I don't want to leave this out. I don't want to leave this out, man. But it was just a tough video, man. But the woods in here really separates this from the original, which is very milky, figgy, sweet, and fruity. Beautiful fragrance. But for me, what fits me, and y'all told me on the live stream, D, just get the Extrait. And I did. I blind bought this fragrance. Well, yeah, I blind bought the Extrait. I smelled the original in a decant. My wife loves the original better than this one, so she got that one as well. So it's kind of his and hers. She has the original. I have the Extrait, and they suit us the way that they need to. But this one right here, the woods really play a really beautiful factor in this fragrance, especially what you get with the tea and the fig in here. The woods really help it become a real unique blend and an ultra unique woody fragrance. This stuff is spectacular, great for special occasions, great for date night, great for cooler months. Just, at least my opinion of it, it's just outstanding. Get your nose on it. From the house of BDK Parfums, we're talking Gris Chanel, the Extrait. This stuff is fantastic. and on a different vibe of woody, but definitely a woody fragrance for sure. All right, so there you have it. All right, got the first part one, I guess, out the way. You know, recommendations of the woody fragrance. All right, so we're gonna keep it going. You know, different profiles. Y'all let me know what y'all want to see. Just some, you know, because I want the list. It could be a top 10. It could be a top all of that. But when you talking about 5, you're talking about, well, for me, like legit breakdowns. Legit descriptions, legit reasons why I'm recommending. You know, sometimes you do a top 10 video or a longer video, you don't want the video to be too long, so you're kind of breezing through, you know, just so people can get the idea of the fragrance. I don't like to do that. I like to be as in-depth. That's why I miss doing live streams so much, because on the live streams I was able to get more in-depth, do 2 hours of a live stream and feel great about it. You know, not saying I don't feel great about my videos, but you know, if you create content, you know what I mean. All right, but this right here is going to allow me the opportunity to have a stack list and really dive into those fragrance profiles, and give some really good recommendations and tell you why I like them. All right, that doesn't mean you're going to love them, but you know, if you try, you can see for yourself. All right, so let me know if y'all like this content. Let me know if y'all want to see this more, and we'll keep it rolling. All right, until next time, be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. Positive energy, positive vibes, smell good family. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for the love and support. We cracked 26,000 the other day. So grateful for the love and the support and appreciation. I do not take it for granted. All right, I don't. All right, peace, y'all. Spike it up, spike it out, spiking that thing all around. And remember, what you put onto this world is exactly what you specifically are going to get back. All right, peace, man. Spike.